If you love coffee, you'll love this coffee-infused soap and body butter that I'm going to be sharing with you today. This is a step-by-step tutorial. The body and butter only takes 3 ingredients. You probably have some of them in your kitchen right now. And this is for the Gifts from the Home 2025 collaboration being hosted by Tina over at Life in the Piedmont. Now let's get started. All right, I'm starting by melting some melt and pour soap. I buy mine at wholesalesuppliesplus.com. I just find they have the best quality and really like it. This is oatmeal, which also lends to the feel that I want in that soap and the texture. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and melt it at 20 to 30 second increments in the microwave. And I'm adding in a teaspoon of coffee granules. These are used granules. You don't want to put, like coffee that hasn't been turned into coffee yet. You want to use the used granules. And you can see that once you stir that in, the coffee granules suspend really nicely in this soap. I just love that about it. Gives it a great scrubby feel. I'm going to add into that a little bit of mica coloring because I want it to be a little bit darker. And we will get that stirred in here. And you can see it's turning into a nice color. If you want it darker, just, add more. I'm using a hazelnut fragrance, and you can see there for soap, 3 to 6%. So make sure that you follow FIFRA guidelines on how much fragrance you use. I did not fill this up all the way. Don't forget to spray your soap with alcohol in between layers. I want this to be a layered soap, so that's why I did that. And you can see I've still got some left here. I'm going to add in more clear soap, and we're going to get that melted and move on to the next layers. And of course, you got to add more fragrance in there. So doing that here. All right, and I'm stirring this up here. You do want to stir, make sure that your fragrance is completely mixed in well to your melted soap. And then you're gonna see me pouring this over the other layer, and you can see the layer bowing down below because it's not completely solidified, but it's kind of mixing together like a milkshake. And at this point, I'm thinking, why didn't I make the bottom layer darker? Should have made the bottom layer darker, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it. Now, I went ahead and put that in the freezer so that that layer would harden up more, and I let the last layer kind of sit, and you can see how thick it is from sitting. And this is really nice and a great tip to do if you want to have a bar that has more of a texture to it, like a cold processed soap does. And you can see there that it does have that right there. Now the next thing that I'm doing, these are little pumpkins that I had made when I was making my fall soap, and I had some left over. And I went ahead and just remelted it. I've got this cute little soap mold that has these little squares and kind of looks like ice cubes or something. Always great if you're making some kind of soap that is like a, like a drink, like I'm doing here with coffee soaps. So I put those in the freezer to get them cold real quickly. Again, spraying with alcohol in between layers. And I'm just going to add all these chunks to the top of this, and I'm pressing them in. Pressing them in, thinking I should have done this like 5 minutes ago because the soap is starting to set on me. So keep that in mind, but it's all good. It works, guys. It works. So I'm adding all those soaps in there. See, if it was, if the soap was not as set as it was, I wouldn't have necessarily needed to do this next step, which is, I'm like, well, I need to put more soap on top of this. So I did just that. I'm adding another layer of soap, and you can see it's nice and thin, and it's going to help everything bond well. So went ahead and poured that over and let it set, and then cut it. And can you see the textures in this soap? I just absolutely love it. Wishing I would have made them a little darker, but that's okay. Next time, right? But here's that soap, and it smells amazing. It smells like the most wonderful coffee smell. And I want to share and give a shout out to Blessed to Crochet for giving me these prizes that I won over at FallFest. Also, Gail's Southern Living does FallFest every year. These make a wonderful addition to a gift. They are soap caddies, and if you want to scan that little, I forget what that thing is called, but that little thing there on her packaging, you can look her up because you can buy these or learn how to make them yourself. Here's how they work. You're seeing me here put a soap in, and then you can use this like you would a loofah or something with the soap in there and you're scrubbing with it. Or you can also use it and kind of tie it in a way that you can hang it, from somewhere in your shower. So I just love that. I love these. Thank you so much. I really am just so thankful for this prize. And another gift that I won was from Myra at the Buying Space. Do you see this? This is like over 3 pounds of beeswax. I love this, and I'm going to use it today when I make the body butter I'm going to be sharing with you. But I use it for so many things, so this was such a huge blessing. That was the Buying Space. They have a channel on YouTube. Go check them out. I'll also include them in the link down below. Now, the other 2 ingredients you're going to need for the body butter are this coconut oil and also some shea butter. This is ultra refined, but it doesn't have to be. You could also even use like mango butter. And I'm getting the coconut oil and the beeswax here into a container to heat up on the stove. All right, to this pot, I've got the 4 ounces of coconut oil and 1 ounce of beeswax. And I'm heating this in a double boiler. I'll just heat this up on low until it melts. All right, and here I've got 2 ounces of shea butter. I'm going to warm this up very slowly in the microwave. I'm going to try to prevent it from melting completely. All right, now I've got this in the microwave and melted, and you can kind of see this shea butter. It's not melted all the way. It's just really soft. I can blend this up with a blender. The reason that I'm doing this is I'm trying to avoid the graininess that shea butter can have. But I wanted to share why I was doing it this way. Okay. All right, now over here you can see our beeswax is melted completely with the coconut oil. What I'll be doing is pouring this into the shea butter, but I'm going to let it cool a little bit more. All right, now here is that beeswax and coconut oil. You can see it's cooled quite a bit. And I'm going to add in the fragrance to this. And the fragrance is that coffee fragrance, and it was at 1 to 2% for lotion. So make sure, again, you know the FIFRA use and guidelines for your fragrances. I'm putting this into the shea butter and using a stick blender to get this all blended up really well. I'm also going to add in a little bit of starch to this. You can use, they have a powder called Slick Fix powder, or you could use cornstarch or even arrowroot powder. And here's the lotion. It's all done, guys. Do you see how smooth that is and creamy? It's such a beautiful lotion. It smells amazing. It feels great on, and it's not really greasy. I just absolutely love this, and I think it makes the most wonderful gift. So here are all of the gifts that I made that I'll be giving out to people, friends and family, this holiday season. And I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all are having a great holiday season with your family. Make sure to take pictures. Take pictures. Do not hide from the camera. Later, you might have family that wishes they had pictures of themselves with you. This happened to me recently, so learn from that experience. And until I see you next time, everybody, keep your joy, folks.